Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today this is a special video where I will be asking and answering one simple question. Is Battlefield 1943 still worth your money? Let's get on with the video. Coming in at over 6 years old, this game has been out for some time, and I think now it has come to the point where we need to answer that question. Is Battlefield 1943 still worth your money? Is it still worth to buy, and are there still players you can play with? Now obviously this is Battlefield 1943 footage in the background, so you can have a look at what it's like. This footage was recorded a few days ago from when you're watching this, so this is all recent footage. This is not taken from a while back. So this game was released in June 2009 by DICE and EA. It was kind of a bridge after Battlefield 2, the success of Battlefield 2, and as they were building up towards Battlefield Bad Company, they decided to release this as something that the World War II fans of DICE could get their hands on. Now, this game was released for consoles only for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. There was no PC version of it. They released Battlefield 1943 following the success of Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield 2, and this game was well welcomed by the Battlefield fanbase. The player count is still active. Surprisingly, even after 6 years of this game, still many people play it. As you can see in this video in the background, I am playing with an almost full server. I have never had any troubles getting into games, and I think this is the most important part because this is a multiplayer only game. And of course, if you're buying a multiplayer only game, you want to play with people because it's the only way you can play. And if there's only 2 or 3 people on a server, it's no fun. You can't get into games, but I've had no trouble getting into games. And as you can see, there are so many people in the servers, and every time I've clicked on connect to server, it connects to one. 10 seconds max searching for one. And all of them have had nearly all full players, or a little less. I've not had any with four or less per side, really. So the player count is good. Now, to the content of this game. Of course, if it was a bridge between Battlefield 2 and Battlefield Bad Company, so they didn't want to put a ton of content in it since it wasn't a full-on massive DICE Battlefield game. But I think it still has enough content to make people still want to play it, but not so much that they had to put all their effort into this and they couldn't go with the other games. So this has 3 maps. Surprisingly, they never get boring. These 3 maps, they just go round each 3 maps, but the problem is you do have it on random, so the servers might go to the same map twice, which can get a bit annoying. But I've never got bored of the maps, and they all have very diverse places that you can snipe or tank spawns and all that good stuff. Now, as you can see, this is US and Japan. So it's the US Marines versus the Japanese Imperial Army, and these are the only 2 countries. But I still think that they are diverse enough to give the players, make it fair and even, but give the players also that exciting difference between the 2 countries. I think DICE have managed to make this game with a fair amount of balance, but also some differences between the 2 countries. In Battlefield 1943 you have set loadouts. There's no creating a class or creating weapons and all that kind of thing in the more modern Battlefield and Call of Duty and other first person shooter games. You have the set classes, and that kind of balances out the games, which I think is really good because it makes it so no one's got an OP weapon and people starting out have nothing. So basically there's the infantry class, there's the rifleman class, and there's the scout class. Now the infantry has an SMG, the rifleman has a rifle obviously, and the scout class has a sniper. You all have your specialised secondary weapon. The rifleman has a grenade shot on the end of their rifle, which you can put a grenade on and fire a grenade out your rifle. The infantry can repair vehicles, such as tanks and planes and all that kind of stuff. And the sniper has C4. I don't know if it's called C4 on this. I think it's just called triggered explosive. But yeah. So, the graphics in this game is nearly over 6 years old. 6.5, nearly 7 years old now actually. But the graphics still, as you can see, they're not bad at all. For a game that was released such a long time ago, the graphics are really nice. And I think even today's standards, this is still really playable. Of course, it's not all about the graphics, but I think graphics is an important thing to get people look, oh, I want that game looks nice, I might want to buy that. And I think Battlefield 1943 has that. With a game that's released such a long time ago, in this time period, the kind of graphics, it just really brings out the World War II era. Because you have the explosions going off, you have the planes flying by, and you have all the the sunset you can see in the background. That is really nice, and that explosion which absolutely wrecked me. Oh, of course, I forgot to mention that explosion was from the air raids. Now what you can do in Battlefield 1943 is call in an air raid for your team. You go to a bunker and it will call in an air raid, and what happens is 3 massive bombers, you can control them and they fly above the battlefield. You can choose where they drop their bombs, and as you saw there, it was devastating. Now of course, Battlefield 93 isn't all about the graphics, but also about the sounds as well. And Battlefield and DICE are known for making their sounds brilliant. With the new Battlefront coming out, the sounds just sound amazing in that, and it really brings experience and enhances it for the players. And the sounds in Battlefield 1943 are no different. They are completely and utterly amazing. Yeah, they sound really nice. They really bring out the World War II feel to it. As you can see, there's bullets pinging past me, the explosions, and the gunshots, as you'll be able to hear now. I actually killed that guy, but he was on his own ship, so it didn't make a difference. Apparently you don't get points for spawn killing in this game. Right, now on to quite an important question. Why should you buy this game? And also, why is it good? Now, I played this game for many hours, so I know why I enjoy it. And I know probably I have a good idea why other people would enjoy playing it as well. And since I told you before, it's been out for over 6 years. It's still got quite a heavy fan base of people playing it, because it's more of a chilled, casual game. 1943. It's not a competitive game like CS:GO or even Call of Duty sometimes. Of course, not COD Ghosts, because no one likes that. But this is more of a casual game. So it's the kind of game you come home from school or work, and you just sit down on your Xbox and you just play it, or your PS3. Not going to start any fights here. But yeah, so first let's talk about vehicles. As you can see here, there is a landing craft for a boat. There are quite a few vehicles. You start on the big aircraft carrier ships at the start on the Iwo Jima and Wake Island map. On the Guadalcanal map, you start in bases on either side of the island. And you go off. There are 2 planes that spawn on each carrier ship. They obviously respawn. So you have planes in the game. You have the landing carrier boats. The landing craft boats. You have the jeeps, as you can see here. You have the tanks, and I think that's it. You also have the anti-air turrets, but I think that is it on the vehicle side. But as you can see, as you saw before, my jeep, it struggled to get up that hill at the start, and they have put in a lot less traction with the vehicles on this, so you're going to get stuck up a hill, and you're going to be with a group of people. You're going to try and go up this hill, you're going to get stuck, you're going to roll back down and probably die, which kind of adds a bit of will you make it up this hill or not kind of factor to it. And of course you can strap triggered explosives to the front of your jeep, because who wouldn't want to do that? Obviously that was a really bad timing there. Don't worry, spoilers, I kill them later on. But so yeah, the vehicles are quite well done. I think the physics on them are quite nice, although I would like them to maybe have a bigger variety of vehicles. But other than that, I think it's quite good. That was a nice shot through the window there, not gonna lie, come on. But yeah, the sounds in the game, as I said before, they are so nice. You'll hear the bombs dropping, you hear the planes going past, you just hear the swooshing of planes, and you'll hear when I get in this plane here. I had a bit of a weird spasm with the controller there, that was a bit weird. But as you can see, the plane engine, the plane gun sounds are just so nice. They're very satisfying. When you play a game, you want the sounds to be satisfying. You want to look forward, almost look forward to firing your guns. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I hope you know what I mean. If you get where I'm coming from, you want to look forward to firing your guns. You want to look forward to be playing this game because you like the sound of it and you like the look of it. That's a sign of a good game, and I think they've probably got that in this game. Obviously, I'm an amazing pilot, as you can see. Now, in Battlefield 1943, that was just after Battlefield 2. And in Battlefield 2, and I think it was in 1942, I don't know, but definitely in Battlefield 2, they introduced destruction in the terrain. Now, you will have seen me destroying up buildings and walls and everything like that with grenades and triggered explosions and all that kind of good stuff. Even just driving vehicles into walls and stuff will break them. And that adds a good environmental change to the game. So that was a bit weird where I just got stuck on his vehicle there. But basically, like, let's say someone's in a building, but you can't get around to them because there's a wall in the way. In this game, you can blow a hole in the wall, go through, get behind them, shoot them in the back of the head. So I think overall the destruction in the terrain adds a good variety to the play style. And yeah, the map sizes. Now, of course, this is not as big as the Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 games and maps you see today, because this was a lot smaller game, but I think they did well at targeting it on a smaller area, because these battles are taking place in the islands battles of World War II, which means they were able to confine the ground play style to a smaller area because it was on different islands. And also the whole coming in from the ships just looks very cool, as you can see here. See, I've got a guy in my turret there shooting planes down as I'm going and driving the landing craft. Anyway, so that's the map size. Now, the player count. I think in Battlefield 1943 it's 14 or 15 players a side maximum. I'm not completely sure, don't hold me to that one, but that's what I think it is. So it's not amazingly big, the battles, but it's enough for the map sizes. As you can see, you don't okay, that was embarrassing. You don't normally walk around and just see there's no one there. So yeah, the player count I think is probably the right size for this kind of map. I think many more than that would probably be a bit too much, but if it's less, you just wouldn't see anyone, so that'd be a bit annoying. Now the price for the content that you get. Now, like I said, there's 3 maps, there's 3 classes, there's 2 teams, and there's 15 or 14 players per team, so that's 30-ish players on a map. Now, this game on the Xbox 360 is £9.99. I don't know how much that is in dollars, probably like $6 or something. I have no idea, I'm just taking that from the top of my head. But yeah, £9.99 on the Xbox 360, and it is £7.99 on the PS3. So people playing on the PS3 are obviously getting a better deal for this game. Now also, there is a demo on both consoles, so if you're not quite sure about if you want to buy this game yet, go check out the demo. It's free. I think I got it before I bought this game. I think I got it for like 4 hours. I could play it for 4 hours, so that's a good amount of time. Get your bearings, see what's going on. That's what I did, because I had no idea about this game. I saw it, I said, oh, I might as well download the demo, see what it's like, and of course I bought it straight after that, because it was such a great game. Now, yeah, so there's demos on both consoles, but on the PS3, I think, I'm not definite on this if this is still a thing, but I think there was a PS3 bundle which gave you Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 1943 for $9.99, so the same price as if you were just going to buy Battlefield 1943 on the Xbox 360. So obviously, there's a lot better deal on the PS3. But $9.99 on Xbox 360 is nothing, still nothing. This game was £15 when released 6 years ago, so the price hasn't dropped drastically, but a £5 drop is good enough, I think, and it's still worth that $9.99. I think it was definitely completely worth it. And as you can see, there's just an example of the destructible terrain just blowing a hole in the wall because I couldn't be bothered to find the door. Right, let's wrap this up now. I feel like I've been waffling for way too long. So overall, I feel like this game is definitely worth the buy. If you don't want to buy it straight away, check out the demo on both consoles, on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I think if you check them out, you like it, then of course buy it. If you feel like you don't like it, maybe you should still give it a go. Let's try and get more people on these servers, because of course more players is even better. Even though there was of course a lot of people still playing this game, so you're never going to get in a game with no one in there. As you can see in this footage, this is 2 games and I've had mostly full. Maybe at the start there was like 4 or 5 on a team, but then later on just more people and more people join. So yeah, I definitely think you should pick this up. It's of course very cheap, and I think it's definitely worth your money. And of course, you can play some Battlefield 1943 with me as well, because I still play it quite a lot, and I'll probably be recording some more videos on this game since I enjoy it so much. So I'd like you guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you thought it was helpful, if it's changed your mind on the game, or maybe even introduced you to this game, leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and leave a comment if you want more Battlefield 1943 gameplay, or you want... What I was thinking of doing is recording Battlefield 1943 commentary, no, gameplay, that's the one, and then doing post commentary on different topics. So if you guys think that's a good idea, just say that. I don't know if that is a good idea at all. I don't even know if I can talk for that long. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.